It's a wonderful day. Now, me know the conference yesterday, the PNP conference people. Some will never get to watch it because it was too long. We couldn't get to watch all of it. But guess what? We're going to play Mark Golding's plans slash promises for Jamaica. Because guys, we have to pay attention. And I think we have to take out we book and we pen, and write down these promises. Because if Mark Golding get in the office, Wagwan Arlene, bless up, giving thanks. If Mark Golding get in the office, people, we're going to hold him by him words. Just like we are old Andrew Holness by him words, the set date for election, the impeachment process for crooked politicians, and term limit for prime minister. So we have all of those on tape. And you see me play Andrew Holness promise, right? At least some of it for you guys on video. So, but we pay attention to those things. Those things are very important. So when a prime minister come in, people, because Mark Golding can win too, just like what Andrew Holness can win back. Politics, election. And underestimate the opponent. No time at all. So get on a coffee, people. Me right now, me get my water we have. And sit down comfortable. Because we're going to listen to Mark Golding's speech yesterday. We listen every word when I say. Some of you say, boy, when I hear from Mark Golding and he need more in our voice. When you tell me if Mark Golding have a in the voice here, we're going to listen it together. It is conference yesterday, people, and he might talk the things. So make you listen and pay attention. And me doing this video is also recording this, so me have it in my file too. So we can always go back, if him get in a power and draw for some promises, just like we can draw for some promises that Andrew never make, not one of his 100-day promises. So make you hear. Get on a coffee, make you listen. Yeah, politics, In politics.
Comrade Chairman, Comrade former party leader, Dr. Peter Phillips, all of the comrades on the platform, all of the PNP stalwarts, warriors and workers, supporters who have come in your thousands to be here this Sunday, to be present for the 85th annual conference of the People's National Party. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, persons at home watching on the stream live, I greet you well. PNP Massive, you're here and the river come down, bank to bank. Turn up the thing, turn up the thing, no more, You have come from the north, from the south, from the east and west, with one clear message for Jamaica. Time come now. Jamaican people want better. So here we are again, comrades, for the 84th time in this great party's history. We are here together as a family, dedicated to taking Jamaica in the right direction for a powerful future of hope for our people. And speaking of family, I want to acknowledge the rock, the love of my life, my wife, Sandra. Big up. My son, Ben, who is in the house, and of course, the people of South St. Andrew, Without you, I would not be here. Big up. All South Sunday massive in the place.
If we listen, people, you take notes, you know.
I want to also acknowledge the team at PNP headquarters and the team at the office of the leader of the opposition. And of course, the growing family who you see on this platform with me, who are coming together to take the PNP's message of equal rights and justice across this country. Our officers, our executive members, our NEC members, our regional committees, our members of parliament and councillors, all our candidates at the local and general level, our constituency committees, our group members, our cluster managers, our workers, our warriors, our foot soldiers, every one of you who plays a role to make this People's National Party the powerful force of progressive democratic change that it has been for 85 years. Your party leader hails you today.
Let's drink to the hard-working people, and let's drink to the lonely of earth.
I welcome also all Jamaicans here and abroad, in your homes and your communities, wherever you are in the world listening to us today. I bring a message of peace and love to you, wherever you are in reach of my voice. We have all come here together today to lift every voice and say, time come now. So let me hear you say, time come now.
Jamaican people want better. They coming like stormy weather.
My Jamaican family, what a year it has been. In all my days, I've never seen a year like this. We are living in a time of intense frustration and disaffection, a time of hand-to-mouth living, a time of violence and fear. Look around you, Jamaicans. So I come to you today with a song in my heart, and it goes, there is power in the name of Jesus.
There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. To break every chain, break every chain, break every chain.
Yes, my Jamaican family, time come now to break every chain that is holding this country back. We have had a long, tough, traumatic colonial history in this country. Our journey has been hard, and we are still living with the vestiges of the past that are holding us back. That is why the British King is still the head of state of our land, Jamaica. That is why we are not yet fully on board with the Caribbean Court of Justice as our final court. That is why we are so violent in how we deal with each other. That is why we don't even respect our own Jamaican language in this country. That's why we still deny communities access to their beaches. And it's why we see the government bulldozing houses of vulnerable Jamaicans, people who the state should be protecting, not oppressing. We must build one nation where we are all respected as Jamaicans. That has always been the mission of our party. As our founding father, the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley, told us, this national movement continues to be composed of an alliance of these classes and others who sympathize with our aims under our banner to work for the freedom of Jamaica. Daddy Manley says so.
Me love Jamaica, me not sell out. Them try clip we wings, so we can't fly out. But when we there, yeah, nothing nice like Jamaica. First choice. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade. Jumping at the river when we ready to bathe. No boy can buy me out. Me no foreign minded, no way compared to Jamaica. Jamaica love,
the system we have now in this country is not working for far too many Jamaicans. We need a people-centered strategy for development of this country. So we need to change the paradigm. The General Secretary has said there are two Jamaicas, and he has expressed it vividly with examples. And it is true, it is a reality. But there is hope, because the power to achieve the change we need resides in the people of Jamaica. The people have the power to make the change. It is time to free the Jamaican people from the deep sense of frustration and oppression that comes from a system that is not working for the majority of our people. Jamaica must not squander the chance of constitutional reform we are undertaking as a nation at this time. The Constitution is the overarching guide to the way the whole system operates. It is the rules that we have made for ourselves and the processes that govern our lives as a people. The Constitution is not a meal deal, it is a big deal. As a first step, we must reform the Constitution to complete the decolonization process. We need to decolonize Jamaica once and for all. We in the PNP have no interest in moving to a republic while retaining the King's Privy Council in London as Jamaica's final court. That does not make sense to any progressive person.
I agree on that.
Jamaicans need a final court where they don't need a visa to go there and where the costs of attending court are not way out of their reach. Time come for a Jamaican head of state and the Caribbean Court of Justice as our final court. Decolonization now.
Well, I take notes, people.
This is the land of my birth. I said this is the land of my birth.
Election promise so sweet, you know. My Jamaica. Yes, sir.
We, the People's National Party, will support both moving forward together. We have no interest in one without the other. We also want to make the government accountable to the people of Jamaica in the Parliament. That is why I brought the impeachment bill to Parliament. So then, when a politician violates the sacred trust of the people, he or she will be held accountable.
Democracy, we're gonna chase those.
We want to deepen the democracy. We want to make the elected people more accountable to those they represent. we must introduce a recall mechanism for non-performing elected representatives as other parties and countries have done around the world. And we must restore the convention where the committees of parliament are chaired by the opposition. That was an innovation started by the other party, by a previous prime minister, and continued by us when we were last in government. But in 2020, Andrew Holness changed course with it. Those committees are supposed to be a check and balance on the government. They cannot be effective if they are controlled by the government. When Andrew Holness reversed the convention after the 2020 election, it was a retrograde step. And I tell you, he never put it in his manifesto that he'd be doing that. People, a corrupt government cannot liberate the people.
I agree.
If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Jaja. Mark chat, not you?
I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections instead of benefiting the people.
I hear you, brother.
This government has been doing everything it can to weaken and undermine the Integrity Commission, which is an institution that I designed as Minister of Justice and brought the legislation to Parliament to fight corruption in this country.
But it's out of many, but one set of people feeling it. Oh, that's real.
You know, I get struck by the people, you know.
I have said it before and I will tell you again. Jamaica cannot move forward without a government built on integrity that embraces principles of good governance in this country. That is what I believe in. That is how I live my life. I, Mark Jefferson Golin, I'm a born Jamaican, son of the soil.
Jaja. Hey, Jaja, integrity. And you want to say no about integrity in the people. What a thing.
I come from a family. I come from a family that has given great service to the people of this country. Selfless service to ordinary Jamaicans, building lasting institutions of inclusion to empower persons with disabilities. That is my family tradition. I am who I am. Out of many, one people. I am offering myself to the Jamaican people for service in their interests with the skills, the knowledge, and the experience that I have gained in my life. I don't come here to scrape from the people. I come to serve all Jamaicans.
Mark, attack the things. What do you think, say?
And I come to you, Jamaica, with clean hands and a clean heart. Whatever depraved and divisive vulgarities my political opponents may stoop to in their desperation to hold on to power, I will not be daunted. I have no fear of them.
Whoa, people, Jaja. What? Share the life, man. Share it out. This thing crowd.
I stand firm in leading our party in our mission of social and economic transformation to a better Jamaica for all our people. I am leading the People's National Power.
People, we will the money with it. This sign of people, political promise sounds sweet, you know.
The mission of the last PNP administration from 2012 to 2016
It deserve a
was
chance.
to fix Jamaica's long-standing chronic debt problem so that Jamaica could escape the debt trap and give our people a real chance of inclusive national development. Under Sister P and under Dr. Peter Phillips, we transformed the systems of managing our public finances in this country. So successful was this effort.
I don't know about people. That part they cut up, you know. Warm to the speech, come on. People, tell me how you feel. I think he deserve a chance. Just like how Mr. Andrew deserve a chance. Change. The country need a different direction right now. If no other time in our history, we need that change. We need that direction change right now. Honestly.
For personal development.
Well, I'm not Mr. Ina.
Our people want peace and security in their communities. They want a society based on social life.
Sorry.
I greet you well. PNP, massive. You're here and the river come down.
Come on, man. That's clearly.
Jamaicans need a government that will begin to tackle the deep problems that are holding our country back. The challenges that are dimming the flame of hope for a better tomorrow. No more of the same. No more of the same. Time come to move in the right direction.
All right, Mark.
Jamaican people want better.
All right, Marky. What do you say, people? You have more integrity than Andrones, trust me.
Time come to take real steps towards the next era of transformation of our beloved nation. We can do it, Jamaica.
Time come.
So when the government gets a credit rating from the credit rating agencies indicating that Jamaica is a good credit risk, we know that. We made that happen.
Oh.
Dr. Peter Phillips, Sister P, with me doing the legal work to support it, made that happen.
Wow. See that?
But it is not enough, and the people need more. And the power lies in the people to make it happen.
We need change, man.
The PNP will lead the country on a new mission, which is to achieve the next great transformation of Jamaica. We must take Jamaica out of the current low wage, low tech, low growth model and move forward to a higher level of national development.
Can't cut out all that music for me. I want to hear a speech. Too much sweet. Look here. You see, I them a thing I get to head, you know. You come to a conference to hear them and speak. Now we hear the music tonight, but I saw Jamaica politicians play with the people, them, get them frenzy up and you understand me? Brother, I don't have to hear no music. If I want how I'm gonna speak for, I don't have to hear solid. And let me tell people, enough time come for cut out all that the boogie yagat stuff. When the man speak. If I half hour come the 45 minutes an hour, no music, let's make the man speak, brother, and drinking water. That's all I want to hear. Talk to it. Not hear the music and them the thing you use trick the people all these years.
Our mission is to move from fiscal stability to economic transformation. Fiscal stability is important. We understand how to do it. We understand why it's necessary, but it is not sufficient. Economic and social transformation is where we need to go. And that is where we will be taking Jamaica. We need to begin to build a different Jamaica, a Jamaica moving in the right direction. And I will now tell you some of what we have in mind for the future. Beginning with education and training. The People's National Party believes that investing in the development of our people is the key to economic and social transformation. The great talent, resilience, creative power of the Jamaican people have made us global superstars in culture and sports. The next PNP administration will invest in the development of the capacities of people to be productive and innovative in other areas too. To get there, we cannot accept what exists in education today, where over 30% of children leaving primary school cannot read and write, and around 50% don't have the basic number skills or comprehension skills. That is a recipe for underdevelopment, for backwardness, and for persistent poverty. Bond that, the PNP, not in that, we have to change that.
Bond that, arrest them, people. He deserve a chance. He deserve a chance. Yes. Just like I said, give Andrew a chance for a Porsche. And he might do. Go do total different stuff.
With the current situation, it means every year, many thousands of children enter high school without the foundational skills to cope with secondary school work. Most of them will eventually leave high school without achieving the basic standard of 5 C6 subjects, including English and maths. This is one of the most significant sources of Jamaicans' problems. It feeds low self-esteem, frustration, anxiety, feelings that lead too many youths into badness and criminal activity. It causes too many of our people to be left behind.
Big man thing.
Those deficits in education and training leave us behind in the global race, the global workforce, as we are not attracting investments in high-paying, high-tech, value-added production of goods and services, which is the key to wealth creation.
Talk, brother.
Most importantly, our society is still suffering from the long reach of negative ideas built by slavery.
Don't lie. Talk, brother.
We must include the teachings of the right excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey in our schools to build back that self-esteem, that inner confidence and personal inspiration to all our children.
Bring back civics.
Regardless of the race. The power of the philosophies of Garvey, of racial upliftment, self-help, collective work, those will allow our children to recognize and believe that they are beautiful and brilliant and can achieve what they will if they set their mind to it and work steadfastly to accomplish their dreams and goals.
We love that.
Whoever speaks again.
Uplift the youth them. Uplift the youth them, but that's what I say. What I say? Mark deserve a chance. Andrew, go
We
ahead.
cannot address these
With
fundamental
corruption.
problems that are retarding our national progress and holding us back
Talk, brother.
without addressing the weaknesses in the education system. Taking our nation in the right direction can only happen with transformation in education and training. Education and training will therefore be the #1 priority for the next PNP administration.
Born corruption, brother.
Education and training are the key to a strong society and an economy capable of transformation to a higher level of income and wealth for our people.
Ain't gonna lie, education is the key and the limit.
People, what me say? The man deserve a chance. Trust me. The man say corruption a kill we. Can't fix no road, no hospital. A corruption a do it. Politician have the money in
In
the
keeping
pocket.
with the Orlando Patterson report,
Well, listen.
we will prioritize early childhood development and primary schools because our children must have a good start to advance. The goal of the next PNP government will be to ensure that Jamaica has a first-class system of early childhood development and primary school education, second to none in this region, in this hemisphere. That is how we will focus on bringing along those who are currently left behind. We will make investments in teacher training, in teacher compensation, in infrastructure and technology to support services for parenting. We need to give our children the best start in life.
People, how you know? We have these tape, you know. So you see, if we give Mark a chance and he come in, people, and him now, we hold him accountable, you know. Oh yeah. We hold him accountable. Just like you might play Andrew Onis 100-day promise, so none no come true. I want to believe a word out of his mouth. Right now, if Andrew Onis attack, I don't believe a word out of the man's mouth. Corruption are killing people.
We will expand and improve the school feeding program to ensure adequate and proper nutrition and to encourage school attendance. Jamaica is a world power in terms of cultural influence. The expressive style and power of our language is part of what has made the Jamaican language an international cultural language. It is loved abroad, but why we don't respect it a yard? We must.
Hold on, somebody said something about Mark background. Stop here, man. Stop talking about Mark background. We have see Andrew Onis for what him is right before you, and we had ignore you talk about Mark background. Look here, man. Look here. I rather say anybody but Andrew in office. Remember that. Give me a no-legged dog, like our brother said the other day. Make we get back. We know I missed something. Change.
The state has a responsibility to build a thriving economy. And the state, not our students, should bear the risk of being out of a job. We will therefore introduce a loan payment rule which caps monthly payments at a manageable percentage of income. In periods where the borrower is out of work, their loan payments will be suspended and tacked onto the back end of their loan term. We will not make delinquent borrowers out of our students when they are unable to access jobs which the economy should be delivering for them.
We all listen, we all want to it, you know, Mark.
Turn up the thing. Turn up the thing.
We are all into it, you know, people. We are listen, man. We can listen,
In the
man.
area of training, Jamaica needs to provide training which is relevant to the current and foreseeable needs of the economy. We, the PNP, will incentivize partnerships between the state's training institutions and private sector companies which have strong training capacity to address the shortage of workers that is now becoming a major factor in the underinvestment in this economy. We will work with the private sector to solve that problem.
Well, may I tell the people? Now tell me about no man background where I see Andrew Otis. Where you want to understand this? Man take out the money to SSL, corruption as a Minister of Education, no sign of code of conduct, taxes can't declare. And you come tell me say man fit in office people, come on man. This man has signed a code of conduct in declaring assets. So Andrew enough.
Private sector leaders to identify innovative solutions to these problems, to meet the legitimate need for workers, while ensuring that the country's training capacity for our people is expanded and modernized. We must all work together.
Hold on. Eh? Do you know that family you ask where am I get that from? Do you know if you stop corruption, some of the things that Jamaica poor, you know? See 6 of them there with illicit enrichment and nobody know them. A politician and them like Chichi, and them with Chichi and them a problem of a girl. So stop asking questions, where we get the money for fund it from? Jamaica is not poor family. About $200 billion a slide out of our country. Misappropriation, mismanagement, and corruption. Imagine if 200 billion stop slide out of our country for 10 years. And 200 billion stop come out of it at all. Come on, people.
The problems of this nation. The PNP has always been an alliance of all well-thinking Jamaicans, uptown, downtown, round town, town or country. We are there for everyone. I want to say a little bit about food security, climate change, and the transformation of agriculture. Comrades, Jamaica imports over $1 billion of food each year and has run for many years a large trade deficit in goods. Imports are more than 3 times greater than exports. The pandemic taught us that global systems of supply are vulnerable and expose the need to reduce our reliance on external sources of feeding our people. Michael Manley said, we must eat what we grow and grow what we eat. It is still relevant today. As climate change impacts our weather patterns, we need to be proactive in identifying the steps to build resilience in our food supply system as an important part of our overall strategy for dealing with the impacts of more extreme climatic events.
Really,
as Prime Minister, Sister P had the vision to establish climate change as a specific ministerial portfolio responsibility as far back as 2012. In fact, our chairman for life, Bobby Pickersgill, was the first minister. We will begin the work and continue the work that started then to continue to prepare Jamaica for what is to come. Agriculture will be a key economic priority for the next PNP government.
You see that? People, agriculture can't take you out, you know. Agriculture. You see, the thing I like about Mark Golden, remember him set up the Integrity Commission with Andrew Mashup right now, you know. But Andrew Onis put it on the table in 2017, acting as if he have integrity. All because he want to get loan from overseas, want to get money. When do that phone already, I'm a player, them think the phone already, you know. Yeah, man. And money want to get, so when we're looking at the good standing, because according to the world, our corruption index was in the pot water, gutter water. You understand me, people? So in order for Andrew to get some money, like your Mark Golden tell me a while ago, when them some work, when them do to clean it up. So you see, them drop the country right down back and now. Pure corruption.
The rural economy and rural society depend on agriculture. And developing agriculture is essential to ending rural poverty and expanding rural quality of life. The transformation in agriculture is therefore indispensable to achieving national economic and social transformation. It has to happen.
People will say anything but Andrew Onis, I swear to God. And with I'm a Grand Picnic, and not for me. Grand Picnic time now, futuristic time now. No more handout and rice and flour.
But export-led growth, because Jamaica is blessed with high quality and marketable produce. Our coffee, our cocoa, our ginger, our scallion, our garlic, our herbs and spices, our Sea Island cotton, and of course, the good medicinal and therapeutic ganja, where I and I liberate in 2015.
People, may I tell you something, I'm a Rasta man. People, may I tell you, Mark Golding hang around Rasta man, and I wouldn't be surprised if I'm gonna pass the country on the left hand side. Even people, you would say that right there. How many times we do that say, Mark Golding? Yeah, I remember my father Rasta man, you know. I'm doing Rasta all my life. So enough even Rasta language, I understand. Sometimes if a Rasta talk, enough people understand a Rasta, you know, if a Rasta start talk, you know. Some people understand. This brother, yeah. What man say? We want to legalize the sacrament. I play, Andrew is a play around, you know, making big friend them a fight. Me hold them accountable. I think about time now for the poor man in Jamaica. We run up in the hills there and police arrest them, lock them up, and then save the seed and run down the mountain. That's why Rasta live a mountain, you know. And save the seed now, we see that import from Canada. And I pay a big politician and artist in it. I'm also ex-police people. Make you hear Marcus about it. Yes, man, time come. Legalize the thing.
We must develop a modern nutraceutical sector based on indigenous knowledge and expand our aquaculture industry as part of the blue economy. These opportunities must be realized by strategic investments by the state and partnerships with the private sector. Modernization of the sector will not leave our small farmers behind. The needs of our farmers and fisher folk are central to our plan. It requires investments in training, farm roads, irrigation systems, storage facilities. It requires integrated relationships between larger investors in agriculture and agro-processing and smaller farmers to achieve transfer of technology and best practices. It means deepening the linkages between farmers and other sectors of the economy, especially the hotels and restaurants. Many of these initiatives started under previous PNP governments, but they need to go further, and the next PNP government is going to be treating this as a priority. We will expand the mechanisms of technical support for farmers and revive state support in the areas of marketing and distribution, including having clean and dignified markets for our people to come and buy their food.
All right, you hold them accountable. The man said the market are clean. We're going to have clean and dignified market where people can sell their food. Mark Golding is speaking the language of the people. We're going to listen people. Coming to power, we're going to look for all these changes. All right? I'm going to write down them promises.
I move now to the issue of energy. Energy is critical to economic transformation, and the cost of electricity is unsustainably high in Jamaica, making it difficult for our economy to compete with the rest of the world and making life hard for our consumers of electricity. The government is not serious about dealing with this problem.
True.
The existing large investments came out of the efforts of the last PNP administration, and I want to big up Comrade Philip Paulwell for the work he did, and Comrade Vin Lawrence as well, through the ESET, to bring huge investment in renewables to Jamaica. That pipeline dry up under the JLP. And it is bad management of that portfolio why we have not seen the progress continue since the JLP came to office. We need to transition our energy sources from fossil fuels to renewables. We will put renewed energy into transforming Jamaica's energy mix to produce more clean energy from renewables and reduce electricity costs, which are significantly higher now than when we left office. The high level of irregular electricity consumption in Jamaica is also a challenge.
People, you must say, We got hold Mark accountable in the people. Because you know it's so long we are about solar. You know what vlogger do music video about solar and you call like and we are Chinese a friend, you know. The people solar panels supposed to be the cheapest sitting in the Caribbean in our country, you know, people. Every man could have hook up a solar, you know. And you only see the people that struggle with the electricity bill. Our electricity bill in Jamaica is more than over here. Even the gas, you guys pay more for gas in Jamaica than over here. Your phone bill, you pay more for phone bill over there than here. Even your food. So we need a change, you know, especially when it comes to the energy. Because listen.
As an important social dimension, as people fear disconnection, fear prosecution, and they suffer the inconvenience of prolonged power outages when JPS imposes protective measures to reduce non-paying consumption. Many families in Jamaica want to regularize their status as electricity consumers, but cannot afford the high cost of rewiring, inspection, and certification to do so. The next PNP government will introduce a major program to assist households to regularize their electricity consumption. And we will include, as part of the regularization process, the installation of solar panels at people's homes,
yes,
so that ongoing electricity
yes,
usage of regularized customers is more affordable and also reduces Jamaica's carbon footprint.
That one for Go back. Never go back.
The next PNP government will introduce a major program to assist households to regularize their electricity consumption. And we will include, as part of the regularization process, the installation of solar panels at people's homes so that ongoing electricity usage of regularized customers is more affordable and also reduces Jamaica's
carbon footprint. People, they might not think. Whenever you Andrew want to start about not about solar, like my eye the solar, that's something always I said, you look at these people in a JPS pocket. Why they not release that? Look how people poor in Jamaica. To look at solar panel can run your house, you know, people, and sell back it. If it back, you sell it back to the grid or something like that, you know. Schools supposed to run off a solar, you know. But the youth them go to high school and supposed to know if to do work on solar, and then supposed to set up a solar farm, you know, with them and the teacher, you know. The school youth were high school in like a 10th grade and 11th grade, you know. And them supposed to set up their own solar farm. But we're behind people. Police station supposed to have solar panel. Tax office, your house. Why we, the taxpayers, paying so much money to JPS when summer Sunday at Jamaica wouldn't even try a backside? When Andrew Onis, listen to these people. Andrew Onis talk about solar, you know, you're going to talk about nuclear power. People, the man reach a nuclear. When aluminum plants in Jamaica can't contain them waste, it'll kill off a fish them. But it's a nuclear power plant. Look at that. Aluminum plants in Jamaica cannot contain them waste, the backside waste. Get seep in a river, kill off a fish. Imagine you have a nuclear. I don't know what I'm trying to do sometime, you know. The man reach away reach. The man reach a nuclear power plant. You know, you're Andrew this. The man will try solar. Because listen, we here Andrew is got Mark going to talk about this nuclear power plant.
TV Sports Central brings your game stats and score.
People, things must make sense. Hold on. Hold on, people. Nah, man.
The government will introduce a major program to assist households to regularize their electricity consumption. And we will include, as part of the regularization process, the installation of solar panels at people's homes so that ongoing electricity usage of regularized customers is more affordable and also reduces Jamaica's carbon footprint.
Leader. The man are really leader in the people. You kind of feel like a Michael Manley. You ever see that man a Rasta man? Remember me I tell you Mark Golden a Rasta man. We don't know where he hang out with now, who he hang out with, you know. That brother hang out with Rasta. Remember my father Rasta man, you know. And when if a town and come a country, a whole for educated Rasta, they live in our house behind we because them parents run them out of the house because them are not up them head. You to got Monroe and Stets and all them thing there. And then born ganja, so parents say, no mad, plus them are not up them head. That brother a Rasta. You listening. Vision! Want somebody with vision for the people. Not talk about goddamn nuclear power plant. I want to reach a solar. We never even got to try solar.
The next PNP government will establish a National Research and Development Council, bringing together all relevant institutions from within the state, academia, the private sector, and the trade unions to develop, monitor, and evaluate a national R&D strategy, research and development. We need to draw on all available technical expertise across the society, public and private sector, academia, to prepare the country for the unfolding impacts, both positive and negative, of artificial intelligence, AI. It is already clear that AI is going to have profound effects on many aspects of life, the economy, the society. But we need to prepare ourselves for the new era of AI that is emerging so that we can proactively take advantage of the opportunities and also manage the risks. We believe in the importance of research and development to move the economy to a higher level. We will accelerate the tax write-off of expenditure on research and development to encourage greater investment in innovation that ties agriculture to manufacturing, science and technology, and advancing the labor force. Our new direction must be built on solid research and collaborative effort.
Modern thinking.
I move to the issue of workers' rights. The People's National Party has a long history of respect for the workers and workers' rights as part of our decolonizing mission of nearly 100 years. We established under Michael Joshua Manley the Industrial Disputes Tribunal to promote fairness and harmony at the workplace. We passed laws to give employees rights to notice pay and redundancy pay if they lose their job because their job disappears. We created incentives for companies to establish employee share ownership plans for their workers. I was part of the team that worked with Michael Manley in the 1990s to develop an employee share ownership program to empower our workers and create wealth for them.
People, you know what? Sound good, but you see, it's a 2 minute the worker them have been treated in Jamaica in 2020. Andrew has promised them all type of stuff, and right now we see the hoteliers employ them and thief them money from housing trust and teach them NIS money and all them thing there. And the people it was when the big C come in and the people go for them unemployment, they realize the hotelier wasn't putting no money in there for them. And I'll know in an investigation on that, last time I heard that the hotel workers them still not get the money back what the hoteliers robbed from them for years, send them a ticket out of them check to go to housing trust for them and to go to the system. So one day when it was a rainy day like during the big C, right? That's when the people really find out if there was no big C, Jamaica people would have never known so them hotelier robbed them. And I know many years the hotelier get called up in a parliament and get chewed out. Many years they don't get prosecuted and some of the people don't get the money back. So I like to know if this brother are going there, if I step on top of that, because people, enough things are going on need change,
We empowered women by passing laws for equal pay, for equal work, and for maternity leave. And Beverly Manley, who is here, Beverly Manley Duncan, who is present, was a foundational force behind those important reforms. Big up, Sister Bev. Sister P herself brought the sexual harassment legislation to Parliament in 2016. It took the JLP nearly 7 years to pass it. We believe in Jamaica's workers. It is workers who build nations, and therefore respect for workers' rights will continue to be at the heart of the PNP's governance when we return to office. Equal rights
and justice, yes. People, we are listening and we are taking notes because we are explaining all these things when Mark come in. Me not really like for him 100-day promise.
A major concern we have is the abuse of the contract work mechanism.
All right,
to deny our workers their basic rights and benefits.
You see me do videos on these people? So me just say a while ago, if Mark I got change those stuff, because the promise Andrew Holness promised in 2020, so he want this and that for the workers them and put them on pension plan, and all of a sudden all the Jamaican workers them turn contract worker overnight. So that way they so duck out of the benefit, giving the workers benefit. You understand what I say? And Andrew Holness go along with it because no company can do that without somebody in the government go along with them. If it's a law pass, a law pass. You understand? That's a new law now. Andrew Holness say, boy, pension for all these workers. All of a sudden, all the Jamaican workers them turn contract worker to box cover. So what can you hear brother say?
That are supposed to be guaranteed to them by law. This must end.
Hear them.
The good medicinal and therapeutic ganja where I and I liberate in 2015.
So listen. So listen, people. They must say that these are kitchen table issues, people, where people are going to work and worry about. So it look like Mark pay attention. All right? So I just mentioned it a while ago. Because I never listen to it, you know. And me only listen to it first time. Believe me.
We must develop a modern nutraceutical sector based on indigenous knowledge and expand our aquaculture industry as part of the blue economy. These opportunities must be realized by strategic investments by the state and partnerships with the private sector. Modernization of the sector will not leave our small farmers behind. The needs of our farmers and fisher folk are central to our plan. It requires investments in training, farm roads, irrigation systems, storage facilities. It requires integrated relationships between larger investors in agriculture and agro-processing and smaller farmers to achieve transfer of technology and best practices. It means deepening the linkages between farmers and other sectors of the economy, especially the hotels and restaurants. Many of these initiatives started under previous PNP governments, but they need to go further. And the next PNP government is going to be treating this as a priority. We will expand the mechanisms of technical support for farmers and revive state support in the areas of marketing and distribution, including having clean and dignified markets for our people to come and buy their food.
Jaja.
I move now to the issue of energy. Energy is critical to economic transformation, and the cost of electricity is unsustainably high in Jamaica, making it difficult for our economy to compete with the rest of the world and making life hard for our consumers of electricity. The government is not serious about dealing with this problem. The existing large investments came out of the efforts of the last PNP administration, and I want to big up Comrade Philip Paulwell for the work he did, and Comrade Vin Lawrence as well, through the ESET to bring huge investment in renewables to Jamaica. That pipeline dry up under the JLP. And it is bad management of that portfolio why we have not seen the progress continue since the JLP came to office. We need to transition our energy sources from fossil fuels to renewables. We will put renewed energy into transforming Jamaica's energy mix to produce more clean energy from renewables and reduce electricity costs, which are significantly higher now than when we left office. The high level of irregular electricity consumption in Jamaica is also a challenge. It has an important social dimension as people fear disconnection, fear prosecution, and they suffer the inconvenience of prolonged power outages when JPS imposes protective measures to reduce non-paying consumption. Many families in Jamaica want to regularize their status as electricity consumers, but cannot afford the high cost of rewiring, inspection, and certification to do so. The next PNP government will introduce a major program to assist households to regularize their electricity consumption. And we will include, as part of the regularization process, the installation of solar panels at people's homes so that ongoing electricity usage of regularized customers is more affordable and also reduces Jamaica's carbon footprint.
$40 keeper, and a solar line unit would a keeper, but a JPS, you never keep ya, ever visa. So your schools fund against the people, where you serve and every.
Yes, people. Listen to the man I say.
I moved out to the issue of technology. The next PNP government will establish a National Research and Development Council, bringing together all relevant institutions from within the state, academia, the private sector, and the trade unions to develop, monitor, and evaluate a national R&D strategy, research and development. We need to draw on all available technical expertise across the society, public and private sector, academia, to prepare the country for the unfolding impacts, both positive and negative, of artificial intelligence, AI. It is already clear that AI is going to have profound effects on many aspects of life, the economy, the society. But we need to prepare ourselves for the new era of AI that is emerging.
True.
So that we can proactively take advantage of the opportunities and also manage the risks. We believe in the importance of research and development to move the economy to a higher level. We will accelerate the tax write-off of expenditure on research and development to encourage greater investment in innovation that ties agriculture to manufacturing, science and technology, and advancing the labor force. Our new direction must be built on solid research and collaborative effort. I move to the issue of workers' rights. The People's National Party has a long history of respect for the workers and workers' rights as part of our decolonizing mission of nearly 100 years. We established under Michael Joshua Manley the Industrial Disputes Tribunal to promote fairness and harmony at the workplace. We passed laws to give employees rights to notice pay and redundancy pay if they lose their job because their job disappears. We created incentives for companies to establish employee share ownership plans for their workers. I was part of the team that worked with Michael Manley in the 1990s to develop an employee share ownership program to empower our workers and create wealth for them.
Listen.
We empowered women by passing laws for equal pay for equal work and for maternity leave. And Beverly Manley, who is here, Beverly Manley Duncan, who is present, was a foundational force behind those important reforms. Big up, Sister Bev. Sister P herself brought the sexual harassment legislation to Parliament in 2016. It took the JLP nearly 7 years to pass it. We believe in Jamaica's workers. It is workers who build nations, and therefore respect for workers' rights will continue to be at the heart of the PNP's governance when we return to office. Equal rights.
Look, listen, people. A totally different argument for Andrew Holness, you know. Andrew Holness now have no plan. Listen to me.
Social justice must also exist at the workplace. A major concern we have is the abuse of the contract work mechanism to deny our workers their basic rights and benefits that are supposed to be guaranteed to them by law. This must end. I'm not saying that there's no place for engaging professional or technical service providers as independent contractors. Clearly there is. But contract work is being used to deny the rights and benefits that workers should have in situations where, for all intents and purposes, the individual is working as an employee. The next PNP government will put a stop to the abuse of this mechanism so that...
What am I telling us then? I first never hear nobody talk about these people. People are first hear the video, you know. Me get to and I go listen to it. Come in have time to listen 2 times and come shoot again. So me I listen all together. People me do video upon this. Me say that 2020 Andrew Holness promised these people pension. I first never hear a politician come out and say anything about this, you know, people. What the seller say? The hoteliers turn everybody in a contract work and not them alone. Turn all the workers in Jamaica in a contract worker to go around the government law. And the government just sit down with it and just, okay. They even rob from the people them NHT money, rob from the people them NIS money, and nothing happen to them. So I wonder if a PNP go in, if they want to go half of those people, who do these workers that? Thank you, Mark, for really come up with that, because people may do videos on that. Several videos may do about that right there just now. This first politician may come up and even say a word about them poor worker there and what them are reach. Swear to God, that brother will do some work. He will do some work. We are watching people. He will do some work. He deserve a chance to see what I want. We are, you know?
All our workers will enjoy the rights and benefits to which they are entitled under law.
Under law. That's what
we will also revamp the Employee Share Ownership Plan Act, giving existence of the PNP's governance when we return to office.
Listen up, Archer people. Come on my program and I do whole of video on this for the hotel worker there. Whole of video I do, you know. I know you nobody come out and say right now. First man here.
This must also exist at the workplace. A major concern we have is the abuse of the contract work mechanism to deny our workers their basic rights and benefits that are supposed to be guaranteed to them by law.
Jesus.
This must end. I am not saying that there's no place for engaging professional or technical service providers as independent contractors. Clearly there is. But contract work is being used to deny the rights and benefits that workers should have in situations where, for all intents and purposes, the individual is working as an employee. The next PNP government will put a stop to the abuse of this mechanism so that all our workers will enjoy the rights and benefits to which they are entitled under law.
Under law.
We will also revamp the Employee Share Ownership Plan Act, giving existing owners in the society incentives to facilitate their employees acquiring a piece of the pie. As I said, I was part of the team led by Michael Manley that pioneered that legislation in the early 90s.
But one pay raise to Mark Golding. One better pay raise to the hotel workers then. Because the same hotel chain in America, I get more money, workers are going to get more money, and it's cheaper to operate, cheaper to even build a hotel in Jamaica. You give the people more than $2 an hour. Over here, a union build hotel. So then you have to pay more money to build a hotel and observe certain environmental rights. Make it like you just give somebody who wants to sit and they look over there. So and can build all now we swamp and all them things there. Workers need more pay. Workers in Jamaica need more pay. Strictly more pay. Want a politician if you know so Jamaica is like a piece of diamond, not a glass. And man, if you know so if you come to Jamaica, come open business. These are the rules. Make us stop going like we're hungry, no? And the hungry we are going like we're hungry and make the people them poor. Come on, man, more pay for the people them.
90s. It has time come now to make it user-friendly and to promote its benefits once again. I can tell you, my own personal experience is that employee share ownership plans can create great wealth for both employees and employers by forging common economic interests in the success of the business that strongly incentivizes high levels of productivity. And when you join that with a listing on the stock market, I have seen blue-collar workers in this country become millionaires through their ownership stake as the business grows and thrives. The People's National Party want our people to step up in our life and do well, and we know what it takes, and we're going to do it again.
You're watching them, man.
As I said in May, it is also time to increase the income tax threshold from 1.5 million to at least 3 million to take account of the high levels of inflation since it was last reset 7 years ago, and give a reasonable buffer for ongoing inflation, which is still a problem. And we're calling on the government to implement that increase.
Selected them. Still a selected them, man. Who want to hear the man talk? Who don't hear the goddamn music and that get Jamaica tricked by politicians all these goddamn years? Feel good. Feel good. I want to hear the speech. Sure.
We live in an era where people want to have a piece of the pie. They want to be owners too. And the People's National Party wants that for them. It is important to build an ownership mindset so that more people can build intergenerational wealth. We want the Jamaican people to feel part of the society and treat it like they have a real stake in it. Economic transformation must have as an imperative the expansion of the ownership base of the society. And we believe that this can be achieved through investment in micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, which are really the most progressive part from a social perspective of uplifting the people through private entrepreneurship.
People, let me ask a question. What we do as a people, if you try one man, I'm not work. You know, get him out and try somebody else. Andrew Holness have almost 8 years. His first 100-day promise, none of them will come true. Almost 8 years now. So if we now work, people, you have to get you out. Not only now work, the amount of corruption under this man. The hospital can't have nothing, no road can't, you know, so the road them bad. Politicians are chichi. Near out the country. Only the hospital and road under them a manner. You say them take everything. A jail them they go.
MSMEs are a critical generator of employment, income and growth, and are therefore vital to achieving the economic transformation, which is our mission. The People's National Party will modernize the laws and bureaucratic procedures that apply to our MSMEs. We will create a supportive and nurturing ecosystem for startup businesses so that formalizing their businesses is attractive, welcoming, and easy. Tax requirements.
What's the people? You might not talk about no paper. It don't come out of my brain. We don't see, I mean, you know, teleprompter out there? Did the man have a teleprompter? Anybody go to the meeting, the conferences today? Did Mark have a teleprompter? Did he have any people? Can't tell me, so just brain him and come off with this, brother.
Red tape must be minimized and simplified to allow new businesses to succeed.
I wonder if you are going to hold on, people. If you are going to hold on the people, let me get it right.
To allow new businesses to successfully establish themselves within the formal system, where they will have access to finance for expansion and other benefits that are not available in the informal sector. For example, the last PNP government designed and passed incentive legislation for the establishment of special economic zones, the SEZs. Apart from the former free zone firms, which have transitioned into the SEZs, it has also become a preferred route for new investors in Jamaica. It is the SEZ law that has achieved that. I want to big up my friend Anthony Hilton. When he was minister, he pioneered that legislation. Now, under that act, operators in the special economic zones are offered low tax incentives. They have a special 12.5% corporate income tax rate, which is half the rate now paid by local companies. They get relief from tax on rental income, GCT relief, employment tax credit, and a promotional tax credit against their R&D and training expenses. SEZ firms benefit from customs relief, stamp duty exemptions on land transactions, and tax deductions relating to capital expenditure. But I say, if we can create special zones and benefits for large investors, why not do the same thing for micro, small, and medium-sized business people too, and for the informal sector to bring them into the formal sector? The next PNP administration will offer similar package of benefits to new and existing MSMEs as the SEZ operators enjoy if they regularize their businesses and they remain tax compliant. We are about economic transformation, moving Jamaica to a higher level. Under the PNP, our small business sector will finally get a proper break and the support they need to drive inclusive growth and employment and expand the ownership base of the economy. This will move Jamaica in the right direction. Time come now.
People, the man not read from nothing, you know. Come here and look on the man. The man not read from nothing. Unless you have a teleprompter before the man, anybody got a conference, the man not read from nothing, people. He deserve a chance. He deserve a chance. Yeah. But I love his solar panel on our house, people. But I love to see you get the benefit where Andrew Holness claims and promises at 2020. I don't know, get something coming a law. But these companies still a thief from the work of them. People, the man not read from me. I try to see. If the man not read, me I look, I'm gonna see man head go down nowhere. So me what if
Talk of inclusion takes me to the tourism industry.
hear that?
Our society, as everyone knows, has become heavily dependent on tourism. It is a major contributor to GDP and employment. It is one of the fastest growing industries. It directly employs, I believe, 175,000 Jamaicans and generates indirect employment for another 350,000 people. Yet, tourism in Jamaica should be contributing far more to the national economy.
Right.
Most of the earnings from tourism never come into Jamaica.
Talk.
And the large hotels have adopted the enclave model, where guests enjoy their entire visit, staying at the hotel or going on tours organized by the hotel. And this means that the benefits of the sector do not sufficiently get into the local economy.
Me do videos like them here people on my platform. Craft market dry up a tumbleweed a blow through them. Everything gone up a Taj Mahal. And even bus driver and taxi driver get paid to take the tourists away from the black businesses, take them to the Indians boutique. And the Indians sell everything, art and craft, your basket, everything was sold at the craft market now. And the first me I hear this to the people, coming about listening to yesterday. Me and you are listening this together. First me I hear this. Yeah.
Though significant portions of taxpayer dollars are spent every year advertising Jamaica to promote the industry. This government we have now wants to expand that model to the benefit of a few. The next PNP government will take things in a new direction by transitioning away from enclave tourism to a more inclusive model that is more integrated into the Jamaican economy.
Yes.
We will provide incentives to hotels which integrate their business models with the local community and with the Jamaican economy.
Rotted.
And we must also deal with the vexed issue of beach access. Jamaica, as we sell more sand and sea to the hotel industry, local communities are losing access to beaches as a place where families can enjoy themselves and fishing communities can thrive. Traditional access is a thing of the past, and it gets worse with each announcement of another hotel development. Each time yet another beach is removed from the public's use. It can't stay that way.
Hey! The brother have vision for the country. People, I believe he'll change the country. He deserves a chance to prove himself. And to own us a talk like this.
Growing up and going to a beach, creating lasting memories with your friends and your family over the years. And then one day, a fence goes up or a wall is built and you're cut off from your beach and your memories. That is not right, people.
No.
The form of social exclusion has become a prejudicial line against ordinary Jamaicans.
Yes.
And these things create vexation in the nation.
Yes.
Beach exclusion reminds of our long history of injustice. And the people have a legitimate complaint. The next PNP government will address this issue.
Yes.
We will work with all stakeholders to implement a progressive beach access policy. The state has leverage to protect the public interest as the Beach Control Act makes provision for the acquisition of rights over private land to provide beach access to the public.
People, are you serious? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? Me just hear this in the people. Me just hear it, we don't know. Me just find the time to sit down and listen it. I'm saying I'm going to listen to my people. Them. All of this is brand new to me. Me never hear them yesterday, so I come listen to them with you. Are you serious, people? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? The brother have vision for Jamaica. You see this thing where I bother him? We never know so you have this in him, you know. I could listen.
The PNP will use this tool in the public interest. We will adjust this if we have to.
Yes.
Because we have a vision of tourism that is in harmony with ordinary Jamaican people.
Sorry, people. Well, while we beach back, I will put them a song. Can't fool you again. But while we beach them back, that's why I'm saying we will do this if we have to. Give them back their money if you have to, so we get the beach them back. Give them back their money for them sitting if you have to. We want to beach back for our grandpit to them people. Our grandpit them sitting there fight for now.
So the benefits to our society grow and our society can get wealthier from it. We will partner with tourism investors to secure appropriate rights of access for public to be able to enjoy our beaches, while at the same time allowing tourism to contribute even more to the economic well-being of investors and Jamaica at large.
People know
we have to have a whole of society approach. We can't deal with this enclave system of thinking about how we move forward. One Jamaica. I'm going to talk a little bit now about social.
I want to hear man say a while ago. I want to hear what the man said a while ago. One Jamaica. You know, I'm not tourist down there, so and we can't mingle people. That's why the people act like an animal. Treat them like an animal you will get. Tourists, they all about us and locals Palm Beach. But you have police who, you have lifeguard and duty, I see everything. You have police and speed dial, everything nice. No problem. So here the man say, one Jamaica. So what is he going on now? You go on the beach, pay white people. Local get run off. Me love how the brother attack as a white man. Although a white man, they say no. People, a white man, they say no. Remember them talk about white man, they say, wait, no white man can't become a prime minister. Me that rather say a white man become a prime minister in my country than Wagwan right now. People, him have a vision for the country.
Transformation. This government has failed miserably after 7 years in dealing with the critical issue of building a safe and secure society. The Andrew Holness-led administration has failed in keeping his promise to make Jamaica a place where you can sleep with your windows and doors open. Just as they have failed to deliver 5% growth in 4 years and so many unfulfilled promises.
Me close.
Last year, we had the worst murder rate in Latin America and the Caribbean, 52.9 murders per 100,000 people. It is not acceptable. So, what is our strategy for dealing with this long-term problem? Our position on crime, violence, and the delivery of justice for our people remains consistent. It is rooted in our vision of social transformation.
Guys, me don't care what I put in the comment section, you know. Mark Golding or Andrew Holness. No comparison, man. No goddamn comparison, man. One ain't got no integrity, man. One them lie, I want to know people. There's no comparison. Look at that title, look can't type no more. Andrew Onis can't walk in a Mark Gold in dirty slippers when it comes to integrity.
We believe in a balanced approach, using both crime control as well as crime prevention measures to deal with the issue of violent crime. A balanced approach is essential to social harmony and crime reduction.
What's the plan?
And a more cohesive society is essential to reducing discontent and violence in the society. Whether we're dealing with race or gender or class, I hear the prophetic words of Peter Tosh. There will be no peace without equal rights and justice.
Rasta.
We have to focus on building peace and unity as the main approach to reducing crime and violence.
True.
It is a mindset change that will guide the next PNP government. Peace cannot be achieved in communities through oppressive laws and government badness that trample on the basic rights and freedoms of our people. Peace and unity are directly linked to equal rights and justice.
The mindset is a mindset change. That's why the man invoked Marcus Garvey. They need to be taught in school again. So if people can feel good about themselves, it's a mindset thing, the man. Another lie. You have to transform the mind of the youth. Say, we're gone, we don't know ourselves again at the civics in our school. What the brother say about do? Introduce Michael Manley and all them Marcus Garvey in a school so the people can learn about themselves and feel so strong again. It's a mindset thing. You have to change the mind of the people. Education and all that.
The reality is that this government has spent money on the JDF at twice the rate since they came in power than the rate at which they've been spending on the police force when the country has a crime and violence problem, and it is the responsibility of the police force to deal with it.
You hear that?
That can't be right. That needs to be rebalanced.
You hear that?
We will approach this in a different way.
Big man way.
We have to deal with it without this state of emergency fixation.
Yes.
They have used this state of emergency and it is a failed strategy because it is not designed as a crime-fighting measure. And they've introduced a very dangerous situation because every Jamaican's basic rights and freedoms are suspended when they're in a state of emergency. Many thousands of Jamaican youths have been held in detention under these states of emergency, often for long periods of time. Very few were ever charged with any serious offense. Many lost their jobs. Many have been stigmatized as a result of the government has used states of emergency.
Jesus.
And it is costing taxpayers millions and millions of dollars as the court awards compensation to those who have been wrongly detained under those states of emergency. We consider this a serious abuse of power. There is nothing routine about a state of emergency. It only exists and was intended only to be used as the Constitution's last resort to protect the state from subversion. This is why we have taken the matter to court for a definitive ruling. The People's National Party will always stand up for the basic rights and freedoms of our people.
Jaja. Andrew no talk so, you know? Andrew wants to talk, none of them are
The
sitting.
increasing militarization of law enforcement is not a strategy that we endorse. We must give law enforcement the tools they need to be effective. We will focus on properly equipping our police and the justice system with the legislation, the tools, the technology, and the human resources to carry out their work. Those who choose a life of badness and won't change their ways will face severe consequences. We'll be resolute in coming down on those who insist on perpetuating evil in the society.
Okay, listen, people.
Big up Gargamel. From the law enforcement's perspective, what is needed now is carefully designed legislation that allows a spearfishing approach, enabling the effective prosecution of the dangerous criminals, not casting a wide net that makes the many who are good suffer for the few who are bad. I have already designed the essential elements of legislation to enable the police to take dangerous criminals off the street for a reasonable period of time. I have suggested 42 days under a court-supervised process that allows a prosecutable case to be built where there is credible intelligence that needs to be turned into evidence. Jamaica's chronic problem of crime and violence reflects the failures within our society as a whole. We must seek to address the weaknesses in our society that create the conditions why so many of our youths are being attracted to a life of serious crime. We can't continue to ignore them and expect the security forces to suppress them. It just creates chaos in the society. As Jimmy Cliff said, you have to treat the youth right or you'll be playing with dynamite.
Jaja. Me have to laugh. No, sir. Long time I hear a speech like this, people. A lot of hope in this. Yeah, man. Mark Elizabeth Charles. A long time I hear nobody speak like this, people.
Party understand these things. And that is why we are in favor of effective interventions to deal with youths who are at risk. The next PNP government will ensure there is a well-funded, wide-reaching national program to provide opportunities for vulnerable youths. We must give them a chance to become productive citizens through mentorship, training, remedial education, job placements. We must help them to develop life skills, building their self-esteem and their sense of citizenship. The Jamaican society was built on a system which embraced violence. In our decolonization mission, we must seek to repair that aspect of our history. That is why we favor restorative justice methods.
Jaja.
The Peace Management Initiative will be revamped, revitalized and made to work in all the hotspots across the country. We have seen over and over again how reprisals kill and maim the innocent, including precious little children. We need a system in communities that can manage that. We need a team of violence interrupters on the ground who can intervene in conflicts and avert escalation of conflicts. And this must be supported in our schools with school-wide positive behavioral interventions through the Ministry of Education.
People, they believe say we do it, you know. Yeah, you know, may I read something the other day where some up in Jamaica there, they have a bunch of garbage and they want to place the people. People are dump garbage at one place and it's nasty, right? So I go and find a way how to fix it. So me and get the people man clean up the place. And now get the citizens them, same community people them to watch it, pay somebody, keep an eye in the area, make the space stay clean. You understand what I say? That's proactive. That's proactive. You want somebody with a vision, get it done. Well, me can't get it done, I may do it, I come now and see it up again. Get the same people them to clean it up right there. You get them same one to come clean it up. And then put one of them for watch over it. I tell you, they will go on and bed, go and sleep and have to watch, and the place stay clean. That's how you work for Jamaica. That's using the brain. This type of speech, Andrew Owens not talk like this way. Nah, you can listen to this brother here.
Started this before with programs like the Peace Management Initiative and Unite for Change. But the JLP government quickly abandoned them as soon as they came to office. And what we see now is the private sector seeking to fill the gap with Project Star.
Hear it?
We endorse and support that effort. But there needs to be a well-funded program on a national scale in order to make an effective change.
And your friend them there, you know. And them and them the big money, you know. And if I understand the people, the country now run good in Jamaica. And balance it up. Heartless people right now, they don't care about, you know. Right now, it just like a pure grifting and going right now. It just like these guys coming up, scrape. And you let them know so they're not going to stay long. So they must scrape up everything and like we do them something wrong. You let them punish you for the 18 years of the PNP. Why? A jail if you go in there?
not see that out to the private sector. That must be the people's government's concern. We have to deal with it. The matter of domestic violence is another great concern to the People's National Party.
Clear.
It is wonderful to have a good empress in your life. I have one, and I'm grateful for it. And for the empresses.
Let me tell you something. Mark Golding and his wife is in love. I don't see that from Wagwan, that's the current Prime Minister. I don't know what in business, but they're not showing no love. We see wife go there, wife go kiss him and wipe off a lipstick and all that stuff. That to me is, if you love your husband, I come there and try to show everybody, say you love your husband and come kiss. I see another politician, wife ever run, come up, come kiss you when I get speed. That too lovey-dovey. That's trying to push something that is really not. Me get from that, you try to build something when you're there. I be empty this day, so that brother and his wife is in love, people. They I tell you, once you go black, you can't go back. Brother, the man and his wife is in love. Notice him always talk about, I and I empress, I and I have an empress. He talk like a Rasta, you know. People tell the truth. The man and his wife is in love. And that's what we want to see. We want to see stuff like this so people can watch this. So I can hear him talk about domestic violence. Come in, never hear it yet, you know, people. It's my first time sitting down to listen to this speech. And I say, I'm not listening it alone. I want a crowd. Because he talk about domestic violence. And I hope the sexual register list is published under him, and I know it will. Me just have a feeling all these things we are holding back. Mark Golding will make things change. Me just have a good feelings about him.
For the empresses, a good man in your life is also a wonderful thing. We need to live more loving. We need to settle our differences without resorting to violence. That approach is good for the children, good for the communities.
People must say the fish rot from the head. Example must be set from top. These things might not sound like nothing to any people. But these little utterance is very, very important. With the violence against women going on in Jamaica, you want the leader of the country speaking about his undying love for his wife and talking about love, Roma people. That brother, I see, sir. What is it?
For peace of mind, and it's good for the society as a whole. We each have to personally commit to rethinking how we deal with each other.
Yes.
Time now, time come for a full parliamentary review of the Domestic Violence Act, which has been delayed for the past 7 years under the
Liberal Party. Didn't I tell you today in my last video? Say when George Rang beat up a woman with a stool. What happened is that because the woman never pursued any charges against him, even though it was seen on video doing that to the woman, they couldn't do nothing. So you hear me say? Me do another video today and all these little things we talk about, you know, people. So you see, Mark Golding and see what I go and pay attention. People may not see the man read out on a paper. People may not see the man read up on a paper, Jamaica. Jamaica like a man have overloaded ideas for the country till it's a roll off and brain. People may not see the man use no paper.
Government. It will be an immediate priority for the next PNP administration. The state must put in place protective measures and mechanisms to protect people who are victims of domestic violence, in particular our women. We must protect the survivors. We must rehabilitate the offenders. We need to have safe places for survivors to retreat to. We will establish support centers in every parish to provide safe havens for the survivors of domestic violence. Time come.
I love the speech, Marky G.
In our prison system, inadequate attention to rehabilitation and post-release employment opportunities has resulted in an acceptably high rate of persons reoffending and then they end up back in prison again.
Talk.
It is over 40% recidivism rate in Jamaica. It means the prison system as it's currently operating is contributing to making crime and violence worse. The whole society benefits when a former criminal turns his life around and becomes a constructive member of society.
Yes.
We have to move this in the right direction. Too many Jamaicans suffer serious abuse of one sort or another, and they get no means of lawful justice. So apart from rehabilitation and reforming our prisons, we will pass legislation to empower the public defender to bring legal proceedings to defend the rights of vulnerable Jamaicans. As it stands now, the public defender doesn't have that power. And we will expand the scope of the Office of the Public Defender to become a national human rights institution to monitor and report on Jamaica's performance in respect of the rights of our citizens.
Jaja.
This kind of thinking is not new to the PNP, you know, people. We never just come. We have a long history of pursuing a social justice agenda.
Hold on, that's why I don't read for nothing, people. That's why I don't read for nothing. You want to say, when I just come, we say, the brother a Rasta. Jamaica, I think the next prime minister will be a Rasta leading prime minister. That's why we not legal at him. You ever say, Mark going a Rasta heart in his chest. We don't ask none of you. The brother in a lifetime have sit down with the old for Rasta, the man have Rasta friend. My father a Rasta, and when a Rasta start, me know one. The brother have plan. We come on, brother.
For the people of Jamaica, our law relating to ganja had been an instrument of oppression for 100 years. We decriminalized ganja, so no one can be arrested or charged for a draw of weed or a split. PNP did that.
Me say, nothing Mark Golden do still the people. People, nothing Mark Golden do. A lot of people don't say what Mark Golden ever do. Do look research, you'll find out. And do a lot of things.
Decriminalization of personal use of ganja has rid our courts of over 10,000 cases a year and prevented thousands of youths from the burden of a criminal record.
Jesus.
We also established the automatic expungement procedure to clear the police records of anyone who in the past had been convicted of an offense involving the personal use of ganja. The People's National Party.
People's National Party is for the people. What I'm telling you right here. Wow. Mark Golden at work. Not true. People. I want to hear that. Enough you that Jamaican have a police record right now because of Marky G. Let me continue.
The Party of Liberation of the People. Comrades, time is against me, and I'm going to wrap up shortly. I have a lot more things to say, let me tell you, but they will come.
Oh Lord, people, if I say have a lot more things to say. Look here. No, look. In just a hold on your head. Just a hold on your head. Joy Marshall Butler said, see, Carlos, when you have intelligence to communicate, it takes effect. Instead of walking around showing board houses being built one by one to impress the public. Time come, yes, Mark is Rastafarian. Yes, Mark is Rastafarian. The man a Rasta. You can't fool me. He probably used to be like we saw that old picture. You have bet somewhere you have some Rasta on him head somewhere in that old picture. Nobody have the old picture with Mark and Tom. Come brother, a Rasta. He collect some brother we know. Back in the days. So, man, you're right, family. This hosting what Andrew Owners had do is peer. It peer trick him and try to trick the people. That's why Mark him be himself and him be real, and some people say, oh, Mark dress up and stuff like that, getting clothes. The brother have money, could have buy any amount of clothes, have clothes all around. They think of that as poor people worry about them things there. Small-minded people.
Another time. What I want to close by saying is this. The next PNP government intends to move Jamaica in the right direction. Our concept of progress requires social and economic transformation, not just fiscal discipline.
People, him just start reading now. So like him write this closing speech, him just start read this. I read this. He write his closing speech. Appear freestyle him and I freestyle the whole time, man.
Fiscal discipline is necessary, but it's not sufficient. We understand what it will take to achieve higher levels of inclusive and sustainable economic growth to drive national development. It must be built on principles of integrity, inclusion, equity, and justice. We believe that the Jamaican people have the power to make this happen. And it requires the leadership of the People's National Party to take Jamaica forward on this great mission of hope for our people. Time come now. It is dependent on you and me, and all well-thinking Jamaicans at home and abroad, working together for the greater good. So coming out of this wonderful 85th conference, let us continue, comrades, to build the unity and strength that has brought us to the point where we have reached today. I am confident that the Jamaican people will give us the chance to implement our plans for delivering hope and a better life for the people of Jamaica as we continue to focus on our noble objectives and our historic purpose as a political party. I have no doubt that the PNP will form the next government of Jamaica, building on what we've achieved over the past year to make ourselves ready to shoulder the responsibility of government in service to the people of Jamaica. Comrades and friends, we have had a remarkable conference. We have made sound strategic decisions for our party. We have outlined a vision of hope for the people of Jamaica. Let us continue to work together in our groups, divisions, constituency and regions to ensure that when the trumpet sounds, we deliver the victory for the People's National Party. God bless you all, God keep you all, and God bless Jamaica, land we love. And comrades, when you're leaving, if you're traveling by bus or you're traveling on the road, take care. Don't drive too fast. Don't hang out the bus. Be good, disciplined PNP people. One love, comrades. One love. The word is love.
People, a long time I hear something like this, and people is touching and like, you know, cold bump you up and all them thing there. It's like, my God. It's like, finally, somebody speaks something with some sense. When I hear this, I come from JLP party. They're not telling about nothing. Not telling about nothing. They want to talk about solar and all them things. They want to free the people, them star. Jamaica, I tell you, say, hope, have a better hope with that brother. Because that's the stuff in myself. That's the stuff in little things, them, what we, the bloggers, are. People don't even understand the man talk about some stuff where we, the bloggers, pick up and talk about the kitchen table issues about that uno. People won't even know so the man talk about it today. Hotel workers, 2020 when Andrew Owners are run, himself and give a pension plan, and all of a sudden, all the workers of Jamaica turn what? Contract workers. Now, months ago, you hear Nigel Clark say, he's going to make the workers of Jamaica move from contract worker to regular worker, but him can't do it all one time. This is what Nigel Clark said. I play with the people of heading up. When the law pass, when the people should get them benefit. But the employers of Jamaica go around the system because the government so corrupt, look them in their pocket, everything does not now run right. So you now work for the people them. I'm going to do videos like this. And the first person ever hear mention them little people, like God know people, and no video me do. And the first politician in Jamaica may ever hear pick up this and see say the worker, the hoteliers and the employer them in Jamaica, I treat the people them, I turn them in a contract worker after the law pass. For protect the worker them. Me never know say Mark Gold and look upon that people. That's why I say, the best bet is to work with a brother yeah. Because I see the grassroots stuff, people. Me do the video them. Vloggers do the video them. I mean, here at first, I hear the speech, people. I swear to God. I'm very proud of this man tonight. First, I hear the speech. First. Very first time. Remember that. Very first time I hear the speech. Very first time I hear the speech, people. Very first time I hear the speech. The man is like, I speak some stuff. Jano, if this a brother pull through, why am I pull through? We're good enough, people. Any can trade the youth them want. Stop separate the people from the tourists. When we come on a niggle and I see the niggle empty, I saw the people them there. Tourists come never see the people them. Remember me always tell them, say, treat the people like an animal, animal you go get. As one look at Jamaica, see one tourist, he want to run come to him, so because he barely get a chance to be around them. What if the people them there all the time? It call like a Friday or so. You know, see tourists. I wonder if you understand me. Treat the people like an animal you will get. The man talk about the beach. The man go as far as say, boy, if you ever change certain law, we're going to change it. If you have access to the beach, from this law that is written from back in the days, the man say, if you ever change something, we're going to change it. People often hear the man say, this is not just us promising the people. And the type of promise is the type of plan. You understand me, people? It's the type of plan we have. Andrew Holness never do this. It's total Andrew Holness speech. Now I have none of this for the people in there. Andrew Holness would never come up in a speech and say, he might go off. Let me hear more.
That has brought us to the point where we have reached today. I am confident that the Jamaican people will give us the chance to implement our plans for delivering hope and a better life for the people of Jamaica as we continue to focus on our noble objectives and our historic purpose as a political party. I have no doubt that the PNP will form the next government of Jamaica, building on what we've achieved over the past year to make ourselves ready to shoulder the responsibility of government in service to the people of Jamaica. Comrades and friends, we have had a remarkable conference. We have made sound strategic decisions for our party. We have outlined a vision of hope for the people of Jamaica. Let us continue to work together in our groups, divisions, constituency and regions to ensure that when the trumpet sounds, we deliver the victory for the People's National Party. God bless you all, God keep you all, and God bless Jamaica, land we love. And comrades, when you're leaving, if you're traveling by bus or you're traveling on the road, take care. Don't drive too fast. Don't hang out the bus. Be good, disciplined PNP people. One love, comrades. One love. The word is love.
People, whenever hear Mark Goldie talk, so this is a fiery, energetic speech. People, you can't call this a man no slouch no more, man. No. Oh, yeah, say people. That was a solid speech with a lot of substance in it and like a big man thing. Like a real leader. He speak about some stuff where kitchen table issues. Jaja, better vote for a man who give you back a beach because we are all accountable people. When I forgot this speech, it is our job to hold politicians accountable. Do never ever forget that. It's our job to hold them accountable people. And everything he said, we're going to look for it. Not every promise or plan can come true. Not every politician bring through every plan. But at least some, let me see a start along this journey. You understand me, family? No politician, them have plans more than what they can do. Remember that. They have plans more than else. So we understand, say, not all the plans are going to come true. But let me see, they are the road. And when they start the road again, they say, wow, change make. So when it comes to the next election, people are ready to see the road and their plan make sense, right, people? So nobody come back to us in the next election cycle when none of this plan not come true. I expect to put it back in there. We're going to ask what to the plan. Same thing like Andrew Holness. Almost years, no plan, no come true. Come on, people. We cannot live like that. You the whole song there. From your boy, Mary, that song upon radio, you know. You that song? From your boy, Mary, that song upon radio, people. They are telling say, them two parties in Jamaica, they got to head. But right now, people, honestly, you cannot compare a man without integrity with a man with integrity. Do you understand me? The man of show is taxes and this like that. And people, we have two evil. PNP and Labour Right. I saw somebody said something about the UIC earlier. Sorry, man. Joseph Patterson don't want to win. It is my opinion that Joseph Patterson only want to stay on YouTube. He's a YouTuber. He's not a politician in my book. Joseph Patterson, in my book, is a YouTuber, not a politician. Make sense? You could stay and criticize all you want to criticize, round your mouth, all you want to round your mouth. You have not been on the street, hug old people and kiss babies. Most of Jamaican people don't know what party named that. We don't go out there. We don't see you reach out to the people. We don't see you out there nowhere. We don't see the candidates and nowhere out there. So we don't waste my time on something that is not going to win. We got too evil right now. And in order, we have to get out Andrew Holness. By all means necessary, people. That's the agenda. Can us get an agenda? Look here. Jamaica is bleeding. And to stop my country from bleeding, you have to stabilize the wound. You understand me? How you going to stabilize Jamaica? Andrew Holness have to come out of office. That's Mark Gold tell you, well, the country can build upon corruption, people. That the man I tell you. That's why the hospital now, nothing night and the road can't fix. No progress upon corruption. You know, you the man tell you a while ago. Integrity. The man said the country cannot grow upon corruption. And even though we make all these promises, people, it is our duty. Just like how we are all Andrew Holness accountable and talk about the promise when promise are not come true. It is our duty, my people. And I'll say it again. It is our duty to hold Mark Golding accountable when they come in the office. It's our duty. Serious people. It's our duty. Is that Lordy man, the same man just come in there. They'll pay the labor them do it too. We don't pay that from PAP. That not gonna lead the country. That's a nonsense. I could do this with Grand Picnic now. Alright guys, tell me what you think about this video. I think it's a long time when I hear some argument like this, and I feel good about this. Before Mark Golding, the way I'm going to go defend this. Because we always say, where the man there? And him slow to brother, I fire the man a charge today. You know, see what I go on, idiot. I mean one seat. You say I fire the man a charge. I mean, Andrew Holness is no comparison to this brother. In intelligence, none of that. Decorum, integrity. You know that already, right? What we have in power is nothing. Is like a ghetto prime minister. I can't to my brother the other day. My brethren the other day were called. Let me play a song. Yeah. Andrew, can't fool me again.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again.
Time come.
You hold me down for a very long. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. But the money in the money, what the actor in the action. Covid money, me see the year me corrupt you. Use the youth, the money, waste for most man to stop you. Say we like a catch you, but they got the not got you. Take the straight of money, got and say that is not you. One day the man above him, but him not got up. Come out, it in the kitchen, some of fiber like a pot too. And singers and DJs and social media, for me not you. It burn me, 300% free. It burn me, garbage pile up the day. It burn me, give the teacher them raise. It burn me, I see corruption please. It burn me, mash down the people them house. It burn me, every day appear arms out. It burn me, appear money them a thief. It burn me, and them a sell out the beach. Can't fool me again, you can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time.
Can't buy sugar, can't buy lime, people. Can't fool me again. Jesus, people. You know, it was a good, we really enjoyed that speech, the people. Jamaica need a speech like that right now. I don't understand me. A speech of hope. It give me hope, people. It give me hope, people. As a Jamaican, up as a fight and a beat and I make noise, all type of thing every day. To be honest with you, that speech there give me a sense of hope, my people. Hope. Hope, people. Hope. You know, it's stuff what the man said. And that really hurt if Mark Golding go in there and do what the people expect him to do. And when him say him that come in there, come do. So, we could continue. We could continue, people. I love you here. Jaja. Can't fool me again, Andrew.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long
long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't pull me again. Can't pull me again. You can't pull me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't pull me again. But the money in no money, what the action in no action. Go with money, miss away in the yellow correct you. Use the youth, them on the waste, I must have man to stop you. Say we like a catch you, but they got enough to got you. Take the spit of money, girl, and say that is not you. One day the man above him, up him, I got up. Too much it in the kitchen, some of well like a part two. The singers and DJs and social media, so me not you. It burn me, 300% free. It burn me, garbage pile up the day. It burn me, give the teacher them raise. It burn me, I see corruption please. It burn me, mash down the people them house. It burn me, every day appear arms out. It burn me, appear money them a thief. It burn me, and them a sell out the beach. Can't pull me again, you can't pull me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't pull me again. Can't pull me again. You can't pull me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't pull me again. Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful nigga bigger. The 100 promises none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth and rough and they don't in a whatever. Member bold money and they like them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell. Go mash up people start like people themselves. It burn me. Or they treat the market man. It burn me. Or them a treat the cat man. It burn me. Or them treat the peanut man. It burn me. Or them a treat the dirt man. It burn me. Or them a treat the sword man. It burn me. Or them a treat policeman. It burn me. Or them a treat soldier man. It burn me. Or them a treat everyone. Can't pull me again. You can't pull me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't pull me again. Can't pull me again. You can't pull me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't pull me again. I may say put that way we do, you make you do with that. All of the money you no take, you better give it back. All of the land you no taking and we want it back. All of the beach you no give, you better give it back. And you no sign up for that conduct, we no want you back. You no declare you asset and we no want you back. You can pay in your pocket and we no want you back. Have your hand deep in a corruption, we no want you back.
People, thank you so much. Jamaica need this speech at this moment. But not lie, people. You know, I and I feel good hearing this speech. I never heard it yesterday, people. Because I and I did it on a mission. But today, I just pull it up. I'm saying, you know what? Let me listen to it with my audience. Because some of them probably not hear it and probably hear it already. And I want to hear it again. It give me great hope, man. Yeah, man, give me great hope, man. Like Jaja. Yeah? You know, it's a different kind of promise what Andrew promised people. Total different speech, total different men them. This man talk about the poor people, the bottom feeders, the little thing them that need Jamaica, that make Jamaica step up, and the youth them. And the Andrew Owen says rather than 15 years, and there's nothing, there's no compassion coming from the Prime Minister towards the youth them. No compassionate approach. Do you understand me? So if you can hear man outline several compassionate approach and mind approach, working to change the minds of the youth, transform the minds. That's a great work to change the minds of our youths. Not to come out to come tell you about pretty stuff and PR stunt. The labor right them, the time when they take them 7 years of PR stunt, if they take a fraction at that time and actually do some work, instead of lying to us, PR stunt, when Jamaica is like a piece of board of chicken in their mouth, and the labor writer paint it up every day, and others paint it up, put it back in the flooring. When no say all in does do some work, I'm gonna change out the board, stop paint up things that make it look pretty like things are going and nothing are going. Labor to kill you with PR stunt. I'm afraid to do some work. However, people, I'm glad for this speech, and I was looking forward if Mark Golding coming to power. I mean, we believe so. We should have give him a chance, people. If we don't give him a chance, well, hey, I know what I want to get. That's how I see it, you know. And it's an election, and you can't accomplish anything until you actually go out there, exercise your rights to vote, people. So make sure you're in the straighten up and line up for vote, like get registered and all them things, people. Go out there on the numbers and on the thousands. Go out there on the millions, people. Don't play it this time. Yes, it's 65 or 63, 60, yes, some 68% of people who never got to go vote the last time. One of them do it for no grand picnic. Not do it for yourself. Not do it because your grand and your father used to say red or green. Don't do it because of that. Don't do it because of the bag feeding when they get the last time and a few chicken. Don't do it because of that. That can't hold you. That's a cheap way to sell out your country. Do it for your grandkids. Do it because you might want to have a solar panel in your house. Do it because you want to save the beach. Do it because you want to see we legalize and the small man and their money too. Do it for the future. All right, guys, thank you so much. But finally, we must hold anybody in power accountable. I don't care who they are. That's our job. And if we have honesty, decency, and integrity going forward, and if we, as the watchdog, looking in, Jamaica will be better. And I think our crime problem will go down. Because happy and Nancy's are going on the live right now, people. Like Andrew Anderson overrun the country, he will never give a speech like this. Andrew will never give a speech like this. His speeches appear lies and boastiness. Hey, diddle, diddle, the cow jump over the moon. Remember, and I brother, a loving wife, man. He might deal with love. So if love come from top, it's like from the beard of Aaron right down to his garments, people. Yes, it will fall down for the people then. If upper top appear passa in the main house, that's what you get. You can hear this man will calm the nation of Jamaica. But I ask you, the tone set from the top. What I say, guys? The tone is set from where? The top. And it's this man show love. In my own home is full. The man is in love with his wife. It's not the one or two times he hear the man invoke his wife. You know what I say? The man is in love with his wife. I don't hear it like that from the other side. Pierre Radam. And then people, thank you so much for watching this video with me. I feel like there's a sense of change coming to my country. Nothing lasts forever, people. Nothing. Remember me telling you how the slave them they feel when they're on the plantation. They think this day wouldn't be over, man. Me will never come out of slavery. This will never come out of slavery. I saw some slavery thinking, you know. But there are those with hope. Remember that. There are those with hope who never give up, even though them came from Africa and on the plantation. They was dreaming every day about a life of freedom. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As usual, I am a student in your guys' class, so make sure comments make sense in every sentence. If this is the first time on this platform and you like the work, go ahead and subscribe, follow the page and Facebook, and join the family. And if you don't like what we do, people, don't stay around with no trouble and no bag of doodle. Just find another page with a rage now. Yes, you can disagree, but do it nicely. You understand me? Manners and respect to each and every one. People, there's a way out. We see a way out. And it's Mark Golden. We don't give him a chance, just like how we give Andrew Holness a chance. We give Andrew Holness a full chance, you know, not one term. We give him 2 terms, and the second term, you get more seats, right? If you don't have enough seats in the first term, take the seat then, boss. Go on a road. Go on do road for we. Make your life change and be better. And with all the road, the more people we get, the more seats we get worse. All right. Them give themselves 300% raise and say them are work better for we. People, don't you see them start working? It's worse since they give themselves the raise. Don't you see Jamaica get worse since they give themselves the raise? What changed for the better? Tell me, anybody. After the 300% raise and they promise to do work, what changed? What them take with money for? What them take with money for people to get worse? Me just ask. Politicians get better or worse after the 300% raise? 100% raise. 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 They're loving the people. Jamaica call us. I'm out. Jamaica to the world. We could do this to our grandpeople. This time around. Or else, no, now, can you imagine if we don't try with Mark, we have to try to save a beach? Give Andrew Holness 4 more years. We don't have no beach. That alone. Do it for Grand Pitney. Yes, so Andrew Holness around the country. Like those Jamaicans that slide out of our hands, so. Those are slide from the, like, no man, you need a big man for holding now. A man with no thief. A man with integrity. Me no come out of it. Take quote for the politician, you know. Because they are called politician. But at least, like somebody say, give another thief, no man. Give another thief. I'm not saying that man going to thief, you know. But somebody mention and say, give another thief, man. Give a new thief. Now, man. This man have great plan for the country. I mean, no say we make it happen because Mark Golding's father was a humanitarian, which Mark Golding still a crapping father thing, help disabled people in Jamaica and the Caribbean. And they have a serious thing going on Jamaica people when we help Jamaican people and people in the Caribbean. And he will still craft that. His father is a giving man, give back his service to Jamaica for free. And I think that's the same approach Mark in Nepal. So we're going to watch. Remember, we are the watchdog, you know. And you know, I'm not afraid to come back and take up the 2x4 and beat Mark, you know. You know that, right? So we'll be looking for these promises. And as usual, every promise that will come to people. But work as fast as you can and hard as you can for the people. Now come tell us after 4 and 8 years, say, give it back. Like Andrew Holness has come tell us, say, we don't see the progress yet. This is how Andrew Holness have the audacity to tell me. The progress has come, but we don't see it yet. It's not saying it. But we don't see it yet. If they're coming, but we don't see it yet. So we are between the promise and the promised land. Andrew Holness promise, the promised land, we don't see it. So right now, peer from the promise, and where we from the promised land, our peer thief are going, hungry, starvation, high price, crime. Or when Andrew Holness is going to deliver. So he's telling Ono now, so if we give him 1 more term to make it what, 12 years? So he could deliver. People get 8 years. So I don't believe that. They're going to give Andrew 1 more term, man, because change and make, man, but we don't see it yet. Change and make for sell out the beach. Change and make, man, for send more youth under dirt and send they got prison, man. Change and make, man. Radam. Change and make, man. People, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for tuning to this video. Share this message if you think some other ears must hear this. Thanks, guys. Peace.